J got them bees rocking. Presso, baby. Welcome to Straight Facts. I know you gon' feel it. All good vibes, so please save your opinions. See why I ain't here to judge, so don't be looking for a critic. Do this combos out of love and help to spread some recognition. We can talk about your favorite team and how they got you feeling. Overall growth and understanding is the mission. So just kick back and listen and analyze what's mentioned. You can even pull up next and share your thoughts. Come on, let's get it. Welcome to Straight Facts. Yeah. Yeah, welcome to Straight Facts, man. Hey.
Welcome to Straight Facts Podcast. This is your host, CYTV, and this is a special edition. You know, this is the 50th edition of my show, so I wanted to bring a female because I haven't had many. So she's only my second female. So I want to bring a special guest to the show. She's a film producer, actress, entrepreneur, former beautician. She might still do it. I see. Influencer, social media influencer, as well as many, many other titles. I want to bring to the show Aisha Anu.
Thank you. I feel like I should have walked in.
I'm telling you, go entrance.
Right. Dang,
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thank you for coming to the show.
Likewise. Thank you for having me.
I know you got a busy schedule or whatnot, so I appreciate you taking time out today to come on Straight Facts Podcast.
Yes.
So let's get into it. So I like to start off with all my guests, get a little background on them. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about your childhood a little bit and where you grew up at.
Okay. When people ask me where I'm from, I say America. That's my first answer. My parents were in the military. So I was born in Kentucky, but I was mostly raised in like D.C., Maryland, Virginia, or the DMV.
Okay.
Yeah. I went to elementary school in Landover, Capitol Heights, middle school, and then I came here in Augusta for high school. So that's why I say I'm from Augusta.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's where life kind of started.
Exactly. So do you remember a little bit of your childhood up there in Landover though?
Yes, for sure. So ironically, like Augusta's like entertainment back then for teens was like the club.
For sure.
So it was the same thing in DC. We used to have go-go's. So these are like live bands, performing the hottest songs then.
Facts.
So that was the culture, like how a lot of people have clothing lines now. I remember back in DC, like that was normal, like dudes having clothing lines then.
At a young age.
Yeah, they was coming out. Well, not even at a young age, but we saw the adults doing it. Like
for sure.
Ferragamo, like that was like a adult
something big
brand, yeah.
For
but
sure.
it was an independent brand, so fashion was big up there, and go-go. Like,
for sure.
From that, I think it's significant because it was like, your own way. Like the rest of the world might not even know about it, but that was our little thing.
Exactly.
Like, go-go was DC's thing.
Yeah, I heard about go-go music. It's like kind of the fast-paced type music.
Yeah,
like,
and it's ironically they're using like drums, the same drums that back in the motherland, like Africa, like
Facts.
the Congo.
Facts.
Yeah, so it's like that, which is crazy.
Exactly.
Connection. Like,
so up there, it's a lot of different cultures that mounted together or whatnot. Would you say?
No, DC used to be known as Chocolate City, so like that's just where the black people were.
For
you know
sure.
what I'm saying? Like
for sure.
how now it's Atlanta. Like it used to be DC. Like,
exactly.
It used to be the just where
And see, back then I heard I think at one time it was murder capital at one point too. So
so
for sure.
It was a lot of motion.
For sure.
Yeah, but
so
now it's like gentrified. So.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like all the inner cities done came, they a lot of gentrification. So we're gonna speed it up a little bit and come to when you came to Augusta.
Yeah.
So what age did you come down here and what grade did you?
14, 9th grade.
Okay.
So it was like the end of 8th grade.
Okay.
So 14.
Okay. I'm gonna talk about your sports a little bit, but I want to backtrack. Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have 4 younger sisters and a younger brother.
Okay. Can we talk about them a little bit, man, and your parents as well, and how it was growing up in the household?
So I was the oldest on both sides. So I remember like when they both made the announcement that each of them were having a new child. You know? So my parents weren't together, and I also had a stepdad, which is just my dad because he'd been there. So I have 2 families, like my mom's side and my dad's side. My mom's side, of course, we closer because we stayed together. But we have like an age gap. We're like 4 years apart, so we never was allowed to hang out for
sure. Yeah. Yeah, I know how that is.
Our relationship grew when we were adults, but younger because of that. Like my friends was my like my sister.
The
Like
sister.
my best friend Shamar, that became my sister because I could hang out with her. I could
Exactly.
talk to her. I could spend the night over her house.
For
or
sure.
Not spend the night over her house. Like
Somebody your age range.
yeah, somebody
for sure.
in my age range.
For sure.
So Simone, yeah. Younger sisters, I just always made a point since like college to let's get together, let's talk. Like, so oh my gosh, I'm so proud of my middle sister Diamond. She's in law school right now. She also a Delta, like she doing her thing. My little brother Jay, he's in the military. I think he in Bahrain right now. He's in the Navy. He's about to be an officer. My sister, I can't say what she do because she like top secret security.
Oh wow.
And then my other youngest sisters, my two baby sisters on both sides, they in school or they working. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure.
I know my parents proud. They did their thing like.
And see, that's why I wanted to like talk about it, people's siblings and stuff, because you know what I'm saying, show how proud you are of them, and let them know that whatever they doing ain't in vain.
Oh man, y'all, I forgot to put on my earrings.
Oh, you good, man. Let's do. I already know how it is. You already know how the women is. Let's get you right. Let's get you right, man. But yeah, that's what it is, man. I love to talk about, you know what I'm saying, close-knit families and stuff like that. And then the way you support them, and on the way to they, you know what I'm saying, different ventures that they got going on now. So I love that you support your, because you're the oldest, right?
I'm the oldest, yeah. And support, like, shout out to my nephew, CJ Kadeldrick. He just got like a opportunity to go to Georgia Tech. He only in like 5th grade. No, not even 5th grade, to go to Georgia Tech to study for this like STEM program.
Wow.
But you know that costs money. So
it does.
You know, the sacrifices of not seeing them is so, you know, we can have that paper when it's
Facts.
time to invest
Exactly.
in things such because
exactly.
Your network, like he's gonna be networking with a whole group of people.
For sure.
If he didn't, we in Augusta.
Exactly,
we might
exactly.
not even be able to touch.
So it's definitely worth it.
Yeah,
for sure,
worth it.
For sure, man. So I love the way you support your family and stuff like that, because that's what it's all about.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're elevating in this business, it's all about having some type of support. So we're gonna talk about your basketball career a little bit, man. I see you went to Cross Creek, right?
Cross Creek.
Okay. So let's talk about that a little bit, man. And when you played sports, and how did it help you, like as a youth, as far as like just getting through school, and you know what I'm saying? Because I want to talk about women's point of view and stuff like that coming up.
Okay, shout out to Coach Lyon. So basketball for me was a gift and a curse. Because I played basketball, people automatically thought I was gay. So I ain't gonna say I was peer pressured into being gay, but for a little stint, you know what I'm saying, I thought.
Wow.
Yeah, because
it's peer pressure.
Yeah, it's peer pressure. It wasn't nothing, and luckily I had parents that paid attention, because they caught it, and it's, you know.
It's crazy too, because everybody had that little. When kids growing up, they had that little era where, you know what I'm saying, they trying to figure out who they are and stuff like that. And so I can understand, because that stigma is like most girls that play ball, they figure that they're gay or lesbians and stuff like that. So I can understand how the peer pressure got you like, well, I think I need to be like this in order to fit in.
I remember like trying to wear like boy clothes and shit. My homegirl was like, girl, this is natural. So yeah, but the good in it was, it definitely kept me out of trouble. I wanted to play in the games. I wanted to, you know, I wanted to travel. But I knew if I got in trouble, I couldn't do that.
Exactly.
So, and then every coach, hopefully everybody had a great coach like Coach Lyon. Like, it's outside of basketball. Like, what are you doing outside of basketball? Because that makes you a better all-around player.
Exactly.
If you're in SGA and you're talking, you know, you're able to have communication skills that helps you on the court.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So would you say that's the biggest life lesson that you learned from your coach?
From my coach, I learned eye on the prize. Because when we were playing, she wanted to be region champion. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that happened maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Wow.
So from my coach, I learned just eye on the prize.
And that's big.
It's gonna come.
Exactly. Patience.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can use that and take it into real life too as well. So shout out to your coach, man,
shout out to Coach Lyon
for giving you those, you know what I'm saying, intellectual type ideas to keep going in life itself or whatnot. So how long did you play basketball? Always senior year?
4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Successful? You had a successful career?
I mean, successful for Cross Creek.
Okay, for sure. For sure, man. Because you know, that's big over here, so, you know, I had to touch on that a little bit.
We had half the. Look, they was some men in like, I don't care what. And then they played AAU, like, you know.
Shout out Laney, man.
We did what we could.
For sure. And it seemed like I had a lot of fun from the pictures and stuff I seen, man.
Yeah.
So your teammates and stuff, do y'all have relationships to this day?
So I would say, okay. I'm terrible. I may not talk to you for another 5 years, but when we talk, it's like it'll be like we
never left.
You know what I'm saying? So I would say yes and no. Some of them were my like former clients when I did hair. I would say the starting 5, yes. Of course, we keep up with each other on Facebook and stuff like that. But as far as like every day,
exactly,
you know,
for sure, because everybody got their own thing going on. You know what I'm saying? Families, businesses, and stuff like that. So it's still good that you know what I'm saying. Y'all still can get in touch every now and then, and it feel like y'all never left. So, so did you attend college after high school?
I did. I went to Clayton State University.
Okay, let's talk about that experience a little bit, man, and how it helped you get into life better.
Okay, Clayton State. Coach Sean actually took me. I was a walk-on to play for them.
Wow.
And they, I don't know. I just wasn't, I wasn't interested anymore.
Oh,
they
yeah?
said that, they said, we had came to look for you and blah, blah, blah. We couldn't find you, but basketball wasn't it. But I did play volleyball in college.
Okay.
I played volleyball in high school too, but I played volleyball in college, and I charted the NAACP chapter there. I started the television station there.
Wow.
So it was a new opportunity because it had just, imagine if Augusta Tech just turned into Augusta State or another university, right? Clayton State, it wasn't Clayton State, it was Clayton Tech or something like that, and they just turned to Clayton State, and they just got new dorms, and they just started to have like a student life on campus.
Okay.
So with that, it was opportunities to like establish things and grow.
For sure.
So I've had a lot of practice in that. That's why I'm excited about being back home, because it's like, I see what it could be, like not what it is, what it could be.
Exactly. You seen it abroad, so you could come at home and show these folks there's bigger things out there.
Yeah, and we have experiences like on micro levels till we get to the big, till we get to the big change.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
for sure. Take steps.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it seemed like you got that at the right time.
For sure.
Because it was programs that you were able to start your TV producing career, you know what I'm saying? So
the timing, it couldn't have been more perfect.
Perfect. So graduating from Clayton State?
Yes.
Okay.
Graduating from Clayton State.
Okay, so after that, it was time to get into the real world a little bit. So what did you, was it military next or?
No, military was last.
Wow.
Military was, I didn't go to the military until I was 28.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit from the military. What was between the college and the military life?
Pretending to be grown, playing house, having the children.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's what you told us.
Telling your truth.
So, after I was only waitress. That's the only. I applied for like corporate jobs. I couldn't get like. It seemed like everybody around me was getting like, Verizon or these corporate jobs.
Yep.
But that's not the path God had for me. So I made my money solely through serving.
Wow.
Talking to people, like pay my rent, whole rent, car notes, everything was just serving.
Because what you sorry to cut you off. What did you major in college?
I majored in political science.
Okay.
And then my minor was communication.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why I asked that, because a lot of time people, they'll major in something and then it won't work out at first. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted you to talk about your waitress experience and how it built you up to who you is now. Yeah. So how long did you do that?
I waitressed for 6 years, and in the midst, I went to cosmetology school too. But that happened off a phone call because my mom, she called me. She was like, "Do you think I was wrong for telling you not to go to cosmetology school?" Because of course she wanted me out of college. She wanted me to be greater.
Yeah, for sure.
Not knowing they make money.
Exactly. I'm telling you, boy, for real.
Not knowing they make money. So when she said that was like a blessing. Like, and that's why the things parents say to their children, the thing it's important. That's like the confirmation. Like,
I'm telling you,
mom or dad approve, like let's go. So
exactly.
It hit different
for sure.
Versus like they really don't like it, and you gotta sneak it in.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just so that's important.
For sure. So that's big. Mom established that in you, and it made you
coming back to correcting, coming back to say, yeah, I know I said this, but what if I was wrong?
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
We don't know everything.
Facts. So you're right, man. Parents, so whatever you tell your kids, it does matter because it does hold weight later on in life.
Right.
So
and go back and correct it if you learn something.
Facts.
Like you learn something different.
Exactly. Right? So you say you did waitress for 6 years. So how long after that did you get into the military?
How long after I was waitress?
Yeah, after them 6 years.
I got fired. So what happened was,
okay. Let's talk about that.
I got fired for my bad attitude because that was just how I was paying my bills. So God was like, look, I'm gonna have to force you out of here because you're not gonna leave willingly. I see that, like you're not gonna leave. So Yeah, I got fired from that job, and then me and my ex-husband are it's almost at the end.
For sure, for sure.
So it's like, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna move back home, but I'm only moving back home so I can go to the military.
Exactly.
That's it. Like, I'm moving back home just so I could get back out.
That was your plan.
That was my plan.
Okay.
So I moved back home. Of course, it didn't happen overnight like I wanted it to. But shout out to Kate Turner. I had my cosmetology license. I had my barbering license. So, it's nothing.
It was worth it.
Yeah, it's those two, like having your cosmetology license, like it's a recession-proof industry. Everybody gonna need it. If the economy is down, people still gonna need their hair cut.
Exactly.
People still gonna need their hair done because they need to get a job and
exactly.
they need to look presentable.
Facts.
So, yeah, Kate Turner allowed me to go in her salon, and I was working there until it was time for me to go.
And so that time frame happened between when you went to your mom's house and before you went to the military.
Correct.
Okay, so you was able to get your cosmetology, your barber license.
I got my cosmetology license while I was waitressing. Yeah.
Okay, so you was working double.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I would go to school at night and then my waitressing job was during the day.
Wow.
So yeah.
And you had kids already?
I had my one son. Yeah, I had 7 at that time.
Okay.
And it was a little easier to. Actually, everything was done while he was in school, while he was in daycare.
For sure.
Everything was done while he was in daycare.
For sure. And we're going to cover motherhood a little bit later in the show or whatnot. So, so after you did the barbering and the cosmetology or whatnot, how long did you, I'm finna take this next step and try to attend the military?
Yeah. The military is the only job that makes sense working for me. That's the only job because they're not going to fire you when they're mad at you. They're not going to fire you because they feel like it. You got to literally do something in order for them to kick you out. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And then the educational benefits, not for. So I'll tell this story. My parents, as hard as they were working, when it was time for me to go to college, they didn't have X amount of dollars to send me, right? Mm-hmm. My father, who, maybe financially or physically he wasn't there all the time.
For sure.
But he came through because he was in the military. His GI Bill was able to cover my education. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, all right, so that part. Now I'm thinking like, okay, my kid, I know what my father was able to do for me. Let me, this is something I could do for my children.
Yeah.
So that part of it. And then it's a free getaway. It's like I was going through a breakup, so it's like something that can take me out of here.
Start over.
Like start over. So it was the only job that made sense.
For sure.
You're gonna pay me to educate. You're gonna pay me to move, and you're gonna pay me to just be a better person
and work out. Facts. So those are the pros of the military.
Yeah.
Can you cover some of the cons of you think military?
The cons, everybody want to do what they want to do when they want to do it, right? But law and order is a thing for a reason. And if you could, I think there's more power in being able to follow directions than being your own boss sometimes, because order is needed. You know? So that's the cons. Who wants to work out every day?
Exactly.
Now that you're telling me to work out, I don't want to work out.
Exactly. Facts. Yeah.
So that's the con. Having to ask, can you go out of town, or just not being able to make your own schedule when for so long you had that leisure time.
Exactly.
But it's a time in the season for everything. And at that moment, it was a time in the season to have law and order.
Exactly.
So
would you say it's more mental than physical as far as being disciplined in the military?
It's mental, but it's like, what are you fighting against? What is the resistance?
Exactly. Yeah.
And then when you could check your ego or check what it is that's in you that's combating.
Exactly, stopping you.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's all about finding that inside and where you can dig down deep and get to the next level.
Now it's the thing, like if you being disrespected, that's one thing. But if it's just like, I don't know. Even if you are being disrespected, learn how to navigate through that and learn how to be the spook by the door, because we need people that disrespect us. We need people that don't like us.
Exactly.
How you gonna deal with that?
Exactly.
How you still gonna get what you want
without criticism? All that.
With the criticism, with them knowingly hating on you, with them knowingly, how are you gonna navigate that?
For sure.
And that's more powerful than just not dealing with it.
Exactly. So it was very much needed. The whole experience in the military was very much needed. The cons and the pros.
Yeah.
Positive and negative.
Yeah. And I tell people all the time, I joined the military because CNN wouldn't hire me. So I was doing what I wanted to do for CNN in the military. So it's not whatever. if I wanted to be an electrician, I could do that in the military. It's like a world within the world. So I was doing film and television in the military.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you first applied for CNN.
Yes.
And when that didn't work out, you end up. That's when your second was trying to go to the military.
Right. And I'm
wow.
like, well, I'm gonna go work for the most lethal corporation,
exactly.
Media company in the world. Then if y'all want to mess with
Facts.
So.
And it's good you had that mind frame though. You know what I'm saying? Because when you got doubted or denied, you took in like, well, I'm gonna go work for this, the highest agency in the world. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Making that decision. So we're gonna speed up a little bit, man. And okay. So matter of fact, how long did you do the military? How long did you stay in there?
3 strong years.
Okay.
3.5, 4 almost. But my contract was 5.
Okay.
But God be looking out.
God good. Facts.
You know.
So 3 years. Okay. So after you getting out of the military, was you trying to go straight into the TV production type thing, or was you trying to produce films at that point?
So I said I was going to move to LA, but that was pipe dreams, right? While I was in the military, I was in Texas, but I was flying back to work in South Carolina, to work in Georgia with people who already had stuff going on. So I just continued basically what I was doing in Texas here.
Okay.
Like I literally would, if someone said, we producing this weekend, I would take off, or maybe not even take off and tell them, just come and, have my mom would watch the boys and go to work on set. So I was just able to do that like full time.
Okay. So you got a lot of experience. Like when you was working on set at that time, what were you doing? Like far as you wasn't producing at the time, right?
No, I wasn't producing.
Okay.
I either wrote it, or I was acting, or assistant directing. I was assistant directing a lot during that.
Okay. Because I wanted to show like the steps that you had to take.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying, to get where you at now. So what would you say the first movie that you worked on, or first film, or skit, play, or anything like that?
The first thing that I worked on was actually called Rebirth. It was a play. It was at the Fox Theater in Atlanta.
Okay.
That was the first real. I was a production assistant also. It was the first time getting paid. The first time
real
named,
deal.
Yeah, named actors. The first time seeing how right. Shout out to Rob Jackson Presents to what right looked like.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that was my first, and then from there it was like extras for BT Sunday's Best. I had a Tequila Whitfield. She's an actress. She's one of my pro fights.
Wow.
Yeah. She's somebody who made me realize that it was possible, because she was acting, and she's a good actor. She's been on Broadway type acting.
For sure.
She's a good actress, but just that it was possible.
Facts.
So yeah, Rebirth was the first one.
Okay. And so Rebirth, that gave you that confidence to see that, you know what I'm saying, I think I could do this in the long run.
Oh yeah.
Or whatnot like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have to you gotta remember those wild dreams you had when you were younger. Yeah.
Even if it's not like what you're doing now?
No, if it's not what you're doing now, then I ain't gonna say you're not aligned, but if it's you still have to remember, because it's reminding. It's reminding you of well, for me, I ain't gonna say I always knew I would be doing this, but I always knew I would be doing this. If that makes sense.
I was gonna ask you that. Was this something that you started off wanting to do?
Yeah. Well, if you ask my mom would say I always just see you as Oprah. That was her that's her answer. So when I asked her Mom, what am I supposed to be doing? You get to this point where you adulting and this don't feel Mom, what I'm supposed to be doing? And she told me that. She reminded me that.
Wow. See.
So that's why I said parents' reminders are important. Your reminders to yourselves are important, because sometimes we don't, our faith gets low. I ain't gonna say we don't believe in God, but it's God, you said.
We human.
Yeah,
man.
so it's we need those reminders.
Exactly, facts, and it's and a lot of times you can see that in your kids. Like you got good energy. So mom is the first one to see you since day one. So she's seen that glow, that energy, and she compared it to Oprah or Sally or whoever it was growing up. So shout out to Mom Dukes. You know what I'm saying, for getting you on the right path.
Right.
For sure. All right, so we're gonna speed up a little bit, man, and I want to talk about one of your films that you produced. I Think I Love Her.
Yes.
So let's talk about that a little bit, because you recently dropped that.
Yeah, so we did the premiere for it. We're still waiting on the distribution date. So I know people when it's coming out, If you are, y'all probably not into film like I'm into film, but the number, it gotta make sense. Because we're trying to, not even that it's a process. I'm not just trying to put it out there for people for it to be seen. We do want to get paid, because we want to do it again. You get what I'm saying? So I don't want to just distribute it and get in a deal where now we owe $5,000 for
Facts.
for some expenses that they made up.
Exactly.
Or it's just the process of finding the right distributor.
Yeah. And see, that's what I had a guest on here, Sean Milley, and he talked about, he had posted a tour date or whatnot, and he was trying to explain on here though, it's a process. Like whenever you go get these venues and stuff like that, the money got to make sense.
Yeah.
So he won't have to tax his fans and charge them over rates or whatnot, and so they can bring more product.
Right.
So that's why I be like to ask y'all stuff so y'all can break it down for the fans, and they be like, where is that? Where the film? But like you said, it's a process and it got to make sense for y'all.
Yeah, it got to make sense because we want to get to the point where we're paying people, we're paying actors, paying the crew. We can't do that if we're just trying to be seen.
Exactly.
Even if that means we only selling DVDs or flash drives, like, because it take a little longer. But if we see the money from
exactly.
it,
Facts.
and we're able to redo what we once did, like. Cause I made phone calls to make that
for
happen.
Sure,
You know,
sure.
like I can't call my auntie.
Exactly.
Or my mom,
Yeah.
like, hey,
Exactly. Exactly.
I can't keep doing
Facts.
that. You know.
Facts. Nah, you're right. It got to stop somewhere.
Yeah.
For sure. So it's still ongoing or whatnot.
Yes,
okay.
It's still. We did sign a distribution contract. We haven't got the date yet.
Okay.
So, yeah.
For sure. So it's still ongoing, man. So shout out
not
to.
Not just one. Like after that one, it's.
It's finna be for sure.
It's nonstop.
Was this your first one that you produced, like wrote?
This is not the first one that I wrote. I have like over 12 that I wrote on Tubi. This is the first one that like an original idea of mine. Before it was just like maybe what other people wanted. Like if you say, hey, I got this podcast, I want you to write the show for it, then I would do it,
For sure.
But it's still your show.
Exactly.
And that I have no problem with. It's just everybody eats.
Facts, exactly. And so in that one, do you have any Augusta actors and actresses in this one?
In which one?
In either one, like that one mainly.
Oh yeah. Comedian EJ Rogers in it, Crystal Marie, she from Augusta. Basically the whole cast, Joppa. I could name the people that's not from Augusta more so.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So of course, because this is where
home is.
Yeah, this
and
is
see, the reason why I ask, because like me, when I first met you and stuff, I see that you one of the biggest supporters around here. You always come back, show support. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling you earlier, you know what I'm saying, I first met you at my brother car show. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to figure out like, what do she do? I was like, but you did everything, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like just doing my research and seeing you touching in all type of different lanes and stuff like that, man. So I want to talk about Augusta a little bit, man. And what would you say is the toughest thing about coming out of Augusta, as far as like getting that shine and being heard?
I don't think that it's hard.
Or it's different now?
Okay, maybe because I wasn't born here. I would say it's sweet. It's too easy. It's too easy to whatever you say, come up, gain clout. It's too easy to do that in Augusta. Hence why I think I have to do my own thing, because just remembering the promises and remembering the reminders. Because if you do that, then nobody else's name say doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So the toughest thing is not anybody outside. It's whoever's doing the work.
For sure, yeah.
Maybe seeking the validation from the outside, because who needs it. But it's not. And maybe because I haven't got to a certain point yet, that I have experience to where it's tough to do anything in Augusta. Because if you're genuine, people are going to support you. If you just started being nice, or you said, asshole your whole, then okay, I can imagine you have some problems. But if you've always been a person who would genuinely give you a pen if you need to sign a paper, then you don't
just
have
being
no
humble.
issue. Yeah,
it's gonna genuinely happen. You know what I'm saying? Everything gonna eventually come together.
Right, and people gonna see you, people gonna see it. People gonna see the work that you do.
Exactly.
Like you can't deny that this podcast exists because we on episode 50.
For sure.
So it doesn't matter.
For sure. Exactly. You're right though. It's just all about keep going and see the main thing like me and you talking about. You know what I'm saying? Just keep networking. You know what I'm saying? Working with each other and reaching out. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause a lot of people got a lot of pride. You feel me? So it's just about reaching out, man. And like you said, it's enough room for all of us.
Yes. And we still learning.
Exactly.
I think our generation, I don't remember older people. I don't remember stuff like this happening when we was in high school.
None of this.
I don't remember. So it's a timing, and it's also the people.
Exactly. Facts.
We're willing to work together. We're you know, it maybe if it was like Josie versus Laney, it's still a friendly
exactly.
thing. It's still, it's still
put that stuff to the side.
Yeah.
Because we got one task in hand, just trying to get to a certain level so we can reach back and help everybody else.
Right.
So.
Like first our immediate family. Second, that's going to go into the community.
Exactly.
Like it's a ripple effect. So I think I don't know nobody personally who's just, you know, who's not on their path and who's like who's sabotaging others.
Exactly.
I don't know anyone
for
like
sure,
that,
for sure.
It's kind of like everybody's on the same wavelength. Everybody's trying to feed their family. Like,
exactly.
And not in a like shiesty way. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Really, just be the best person or best individual I can be for myself and my family and the community. It's like I just see it genuine.
Especially at what you're doing. I don't care if it's cooking, producing,
pressure washing, whatever.
Exactly. Just do what you do the best, and somebody gonna find you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So shout out to all the entrepreneurs around here, man, and stuff like that.
And I read something, and it was like one of the fastest growing entrepreneur cities in the country or something like that.
Yeah.
And Augusta was one of them.
Oh, for real?
So it's not, the nation is taking notice.
Exactly. And see, that's why I wanted to cover too. And shout out to More Than the Masters.
Yes.
Because, you know what I'm saying, that little title means a lot. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to show it's more than that. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business people, women, men, kids, all that out here in Augusta. So just trying to work together and keep this thing going.
Right.
I want to talk about also, I want to segue into the next one because you said I start with family and then it goes into the community. So I want to talk about you being on the news. Let's talk about that experience a little bit on the news and when they reached out to you, how you felt, you know what I'm saying? Because this your work.
Yes.
And when somebody else want to hear it, it means a lot to me. So how was that experience?
So Carlton Clay, shout out to Carlton Clay. He puts out, like, if he does a casting call, if he has any opportunities, that's one thing I could say about him. Like, he's always trying to put his people on, not his people like maybe immediately, but the people in Augusta.
For sure. Yeah.
Like he'll literally take you where he's going.
Wow.
And I haven't experienced that personally, but I could just tell from his character. Like, so yeah, he posted at the beginning of the year like looking for poets, but I'm like, you know, I ain't doing poetry no more type thing.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
You know, did that. But it was something about when he posted it. I think it was because he's like, it was the end of the year, and my thing is, if you've been calling for poets all throughout the year, you don't have it at the end of the year, maybe you do need somebody. You feel me? Like, so it was more so like that. Like, all right, let me just see. So I DM'd him, and I know he was probably like, "Girl, you do poetry too." Like that was.
Yeah, you was a Jane of all trades.
Yeah. So I sent him like videos, like, nah, for real. I used to have this like wordplay Wednesday. I used to do it every Wednesday, like I for real do.
Wow.
I'm just trying to like, and so yeah, he let me go on there, and I did a poem that I wrote for my son, and that was it.
Oh, that's for your son.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful, man. Have you always been like, people say not woke, but the stuff that you do? Because I want to talk about. Okay, you just came from Ghana. Like, when did you go to Ghana?
This year I went last year. My first time was last year.
First time was last year. So what was your whole mission of going over there? Because I know you do a lot of things for kids and stuff like that. So let's talk about that mission when you went to Ghana.
Making movies. I solely went to. If I'm away from my children, and this ain't a movie, but this is.
Yeah.
If I'm away from my children, I'm making it count.
Facts.
It's not a vacation.
Facts.
We might have a little fun.
Exactly.
But it's work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you shot a movie over there. So let's talk about that experience, man. Going back to the motherland, experiencing the kids, because like you had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Seeing you shoot like little videos and stuff like that. So let's talk about that experience.
There's black people on money, on the currency. Do you know how like there's black people on the beer cans in the airport? Do you know how like
I know
it means so much?
I'm telling you.
It's like your nose looks like mine.
Yeah,
your
for
skin
sure.
looks like mine.
For sure.
I'm not. I'm not lesser than.
Exactly.
I'm not lesser than they tell me that I am.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The clothes, the way that they're, every.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I would say pride, like honor, having honor in your family name, having honor in who you are. That's what I took back from Ghana.
No matter where you at, far as like money wise or none of that, they all practice honor and family. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna say what they practice, but just what if they introduce you, they could tell you where they from.
Okay, for sure.
I guess
for sure.
It's like, but it's different. All right, it's a different energy than me saying I'm from Peach Orchard, 23rd. You know what I'm saying? Not like repping your set.
Exactly,
It's
exactly.
Like, my name is, Aisha Little from Edenton, Georgia. Like, my people from Edenton, Georgia. My father is Sam, my great-great-grandpa. Like, I could run you down on who I am. Like, you can't tell me who I am because I know who I am. How do I know who I am? My grandmother told me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I still have my oral history. Like, why do you say stuff like that when it's really like this?
Exactly.
And we've been saying this for thousands of years, you know?
So they go more in depth of what,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying, they lineage and stuff like that, as far as their families and where they come from and stuff like that.
Yes, they can kind of tell you for so.
Exactly, for sure. So that's good experience that you was able to go over there, man, and get that. So what movie did you, or are you able to talk about it? Did it come out yet?
Yeah, no, it's still in the works.
Okay,
so
okay.
That was, it's called Aquaba.
Okay.
Aquaba means you are welcome in Tweet. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
If I'm mistaken, sorry.
Yeah.
But I know.
Yeah. She mean well.
But yeah. And then we did another one in Cape Coast. I forget the name of that one. And then this past, what I just went, Finding Love in the Crowd. That's the name of that one.
So this your second time going?
This is my second time.
So can you see yourself like keep going over there, like to make movies and getting that experience and stuff like that? Would you recommend like most? I don't want to just put it on black people, African Americans, but that's what most of
I would say it don't need to be nobody but black people.
Okay.
Like, I foresee, like, let's see if you have your business here, you also have one in Africa. You get up, like in Ghana specifically, because that's where most of us were transported from.
Wow.
So it's like I'm trying to figure out how to have 6 months here, 6 months
there
type thing.
For sure.
Because it's just like Ghana. It's just like Augusta in the sense that it's so much room for growth.
Oh, for real?
So much room for growth. Like, maybe like the people, I don't know if the people have money like that to feel like somebody if they trying to make money or be rich.
For sure.
But as far as like enriching other people's lives or giving, them a better quality of life or giving them hope. Making them believe.
Exactly.
Like, man, I met this young man, and he was a waitress. So servitude is very big there. Hence why I think we were good at being slaves. You get what I'm saying? I asked him what he wanted, what he was going to school, what he wanted to do, what he was doing, because he was a waiter. And he said, I'm thinking about going for hospitality. And I asked him, is that what you feel like God has for you? Like, that's your purpose? Like, God told you that you're supposed to do hospitality. And he had to think about it. My thing is, what did God tell you?
Exactly. Facts. I'm telling you.
You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And you do have to do things like the military, maybe to have money for stability.
For sure.
But even then, I still believe, like when I was in the military, I was still doing what I was purposed to do.
You
get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So even if you have to do worldly things, as far as like get a job, it still will be in line with what your bigger purpose is.
Exactly. Practice your little stuff on the side.
Correct. Yeah.
Facts.
So that's important. If we just gotta remember, what did God tell you was here to do?
And don't let these jobs consume your life, because you'll be stuck forever. Like,
and that's another plantation without the.
I'm telling you, you'll be stuck, man. Because a lot of our parents and stuff worked 50, 40 years at these plant jobs and stuff, and they didn't have examples though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. So like you said, we got podcasts and stuff like that to look at and motivate us to.
But they did that so I don't have to.
Facts.
You know
Facts.
What I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like my great-grandfather was a slave, so I don't have to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like what's the evolution of your bloodline, of your lineage? Now, if your lineage is at the point where, okay, because I done seen it to where people done went from real poverty, food stamps to they $1 billion people.
Oh
so
yeah,
you
facts.
can definitely skip steps.
I'm telling you, yeah.
But on a practical note, what's next from my bloodline?
Exactly, yeah. Be realistic.
What would be the next generational upgrade for us?
For sure, yeah. Facts.
Is it, now all of us sisters are going to buy houses because
exactly.
our parents rented all our lives? Well, let's do that. Let's make that a goal. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it doesn't have to be extravagant, but the small things we do for our families is only going to reach out to us.
I'm telling you.
Now I got a house for your child to come, play with my child.
Exactly.
And it's a good environment.
Exactly.
And we can invite each other for dinner before
Facts.
our children start dating type thing.
You're right.
It's like
You're right. Nah, that's real though, man. Because a lot of times, we was behind the 8 ball a lot. So, as far as black people, you know what I'm saying? As far as not having a head start and doing things like that, passing stuff down. So it's good. Like we got to start somewhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So even
I might not have no money, but I got a place for you to stay. If you need to come back, and that's one thing I appreciate about my parents. Like, if you need to come back and regroup, reset.
See, that's real though. That's real, boy. Because a lot of them, boy, you can't come back here.
Yeah, and even that mindset, but I think that comes from like lack and not having.
I'm telling you, facts.
So we just getting over that too.
Exactly. Because like you said, you can set your kids back, man, by putting them out there on the street too early. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to survive, and now they can't even reach their goals.
Right.
But so, like you said, we taking steps to get to that next level, though, for sure. I want to ask you though, what are some of your goals for the next 3 to 5 years? What do you see Aisha Anu like in the next 3 to 5 years?
Next 3 to 5 years, definitely playing Monopoly. Definitely playing Monopoly. For myself and for others. Like I got homegirls, so like they need houses.
Exactly.
They need assets.
I like that.
So that, as far as the entertainment part, it's kind of wherever God takes me, because I've been dabbing in the music. He's been giving me opportunities, and I don't know where it's gonna go. So I don't want to really but I know the movies are gonna continue. Maybe like at least 3 or 4 a year. I'm not trying to. There's people that do it every month. I want to do quantity over quality.
Exactly.
Really, the answer is creating things that will create residual income later. So it doesn't, not to say it doesn't matter what it is, but it's creating things that will allow for residual income later.
For sure.
It's a 10-year run. After this 10 years, I should be retired for
okay.
Like everything that I've created. I'll still be working, of course.
Facts.
The hustle part, we done did that.
Exactly. So you believe in manifesting?
Yes.
For sure. Yeah, I believe in that too, man. That's big. Because everything I'm doing now kind of like put it out there, wrote it down, or just envision it, man. So it's definitely real.
And it's so and then it becomes easy. Like it could be like
it's fun. Because it's what you want to do.
Yes. But the manifesting part is what I'm talking about. Like, you ever thought about somebody calling, or thought about somebody and then they call?
Oh yeah.
But then growing to where you intentionally do that. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. I was just having this conversation last night. Nah, that's real though. Cause I be I tell God God, please, man, if this person ain't for me, get them out my life. And then something happen, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, that must be the sign. I tell them to show me a sign, or like you said, whoever called me next, I feel like they for me.
Yeah. And
he'll have somebody call me that's really important. And you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, we're doing a little business together. So yeah, that's real.
Right.
That's real for sure.
So yeah, just
you done got to the next level though. That's what it mean. I feel like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As far as God.
Right. You was about to ask me. I think, have I always been woke? Was you about to say?
Yeah, I was. I was about to ask you that, because people say woke, but because I see you you are on a different level, the way you think and the way you move, right? And I want to ask you about your name too.
Yeah.
Because you was a little, right?
Yes, that's my birth name is Aisha Anu.
Anu is your middle, or?
Anu is, I Googled, I was like, what's another name for love? Because I knew my little wasn't it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my slave name. That's my great-grandfather. That's my grandfather's slave name. That's the plantation that they was on. That's how
Malcolm X.
That's how, yeah.
Malcolm Little.
I think that's my cousin, right?
I'm saying Malcolm Little. That's why. Hey, right. That first thing I see, I'm
I didn't want to do the Aisha X thing, and so I came up with I researched and I knew was it. But then the confirmation was I met this girl and her actual name was Anu. So then it was all right.
Confirmation, yeah, for sure. That's hard though. So it means love.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna talk about the woke part. So how long have you been woke, or whatever they consider, as far as thinking on a different level and trying to learn what's really out here and what's going on?
So my father was in prison, right? He used to send me books. So this was in high school. I'm reading. I can't even name. They Came Before Columbus. I'm reading. knowledge of self books that give you knowledge of self, right? But he's always been like this pro-black, you know. That's my dad.
For sure.
That's my father.
For sure.
So I always just from him, like I knew who Marcus Garvey was before I knew some president.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like I knew who Marcus Garvey was. So I mean, to say woke, to say knowledge of self, I would say I didn't come to an understanding of it until college. So maybe like 21, 22. So it's one thing of having the knowledge and then applying it, or having the knowledge, or then and then applying it.
I like how careful you use words, like, because you say when you start understanding it, you been heard it,
right?
But you start understanding when you got to college,
right?
Because you was able to do more research,
right? Knowledge and wisdom equals understanding. So I had the knowledge, like I know this is a brown couch, you know, but how to make it, or how, you know, how to apply the knowledge, like
Facts.
Color therapy, sound therapy, like, you know, the chakras, or what, having the knowledge and applying it is two different things.
Have you always had that mindset though, like of not just trying to see stuff on the surface for what it is, like you want to deep dive into it and see what made it that like that?
Yes.
For real?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I'm always the why. Like, but why?
Yeah,
why?
for sure.
I know I can't go outside, but why? And if you tell me why, I have a deeper understanding, and then I'll take your no. But if you just tell me no, it's never no. No is never an answer.
Wow, that's hard. I like that, cause you know it be something like, man, you know, I used to question the preacher like that, and he couldn't stand me because I'm trying to see why this happening like this, or why this going like this.
But you would want, I would think you would want, if you like teach me to fish, you would want me to have this understanding for myself, like versus you just telling.
I don't know why.
It's the difference between me telling you God is good and you experiencing it. It's a whole body feeling, like I don't know.
Wow. That'll make you look at it way deeper though, and different, like, you know what I'm saying? It'll make you believe more too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When instead of you just telling somebody and like really showing them what to do so they can feel it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, a lot of like you said back then, the people, I don't know, it's like the older folks was a little different as far as like wanting the kids to learn stuff. Cause you know when you used to be in that room when the multiple adults go and leave out, you know what I'm saying, or your opinions didn't count.
Right.
So now our opinions count a little more, so we able to.
But they was one generation from.
Yeah.
There was one generation from around the board of education from desegregation. Like they've been being told what to do, you know, and that was safe.
Facts.
And I appreciate them for staying safe so that we could be here. That was kind of like, that don't make sense.
Exactly. You right now. You right though, man. Because a lot of times we look at our parents and stuff, but we got to know where they came from too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's important.
And it's the generation, like how, you know how, okay, I'll be using iPhones as an example. We in this iPhone 15 now,
Facts,
right?
exactly.
And it's happening faster, but each phone get better.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like, your child's supposed to be better than you.
For sure. Facts.
My child, or we didn't do what we were supposed to do.
Exactly.
So, my mom, when I was younger, she'd be like, you got more money than me. This is when I was in elementary school.
Oh, wow.
Braiding hair. But that's how it's supposed to be.
Wow.
That's how you know, like, you're doing a good job.
Exactly.
I wasn't asking my mom to buy me name brand clothes. I was braiding hair to do it. And then, you know, she told me she wasn't going to get it. So
for sure. Yeah. That was the motivation right there.
Right. So it's good. Like, even, you know, we wasn't poor or nothing like that. But there were still life skills that needed, like, it still wasn't a silver spoon.
Facts. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And so I want to talk about social media a little bit. Can we talk about the pros and cons of what you think social media brings to like businesses and stuff like that?
The pros and cons. I think the realest people on social media, well, some of the realest people have the least amount of followers. Like the people that I would call on if I need something, the people I could depend on, the people that, you know, are the most genuine. They got the least amount of followers.
So would you say looks could be deceiving as far as like seeing certain followers and thinking certain things, not about that person, but about maybe what you might need. You might think just because they got a lot, they can give you what you need. But like you said,
that's the facade though. I could sell you more, but if my numbers right, I could sell you more. I could, you know, what am I trying to say? The original question about social media.
The pros and cons.
The pros and cons. It's good if you're selling something, but if you're not selling nothing,
that is true.
You could be easily deceived
and caught up.
Yeah. So you either consumer or producer. If you're on the producer side and you the one selling, all right, that's good. If you're on the consumer side, you got to be a little more, you know, you just got to be a little more vigilant.
Exactly. Cause it is tricky on there. Like it's a lot of mess and stuff on there.
Like I would see before I never you know, as much as I know, I never like thought to make a podcast about it or just like to talk about it or something like that. And I would see like people giving information about some spiritual things, like some things, and it's just like that's not right.
Facts,
you know, so it's
facts.
you have to do your own research. It's just like taking the preacher's word for the Bible. You still should go back and read it.
Exactly.
That is not what that
I'm
says.
telling you, he is all man. He got his own opinion of what he thinks. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right, man.
So it's kind of like if you are on the consumer side, always kind of fact check and do your own research on is what this person's saying is true. Is what this person's selling me true.
Facts.
But other than that, it's just another
networking type stuff. Yeah,
networking.
For sure. So it is good for the consumer. I mean, for the seller.
For the producer, yeah.
Producer.
You're a producer.
Yeah.
And if there's some information that you want, it's good for that. I usually just use YouTube for, like social media for information.
Me too. Facts.
Because I love learning.
Me too.
But again, that's you don't always want to take like what someone says.
Exactly.
You gotta research it.
Exactly. And see, and that's why I wanted to, you know what I'm saying, them to learn about that social media, not getting caught up in it. Mm-hmm. And I want to ask you, I got like 2 more questions for you.
Yeah.
What would you tell like a young up and coming TV film producer, entrepreneur, beautician? Mm-hmm. What would you tell a young African American woman about coming up and wanting to reach certain goals and stuff like that in different fields?
Figure out who you're working for. That's one. You can't serve 2 masters.
Facts.
So you either going to be on the worldly side or the righteous side. It's just period. It's
That's real.
Not no in between. Once you do that, you'll know what your. I'm speaking specifically to like producers and stuff like that. You'll know what your message is. Like, so if you come to me and be like, I want to make this, I don't know, something that's not in line with my values.
Okay.
It's easy for me to say no. God gonna bless that. He gonna send you 10 more. That's right. You
Facts.
know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So yeah, just figure out who you're working for. Figure out what your message is, because as a film producer or writer, you got to think. We were brainwashed basically into thinking that the world was founded by Europeans for so long.
Facts.
And the only way they was able to do that is because they rewrote books, because they re-imaged history.
Exactly.
So us as future, like having that insight of the past, it's our it's our responsibility to create things that are righteous,
Exactly.
to create things that show the truth of what is now, to create things that show black families,
Facts.
to create things that show black people working together, black people having businesses,
Facts.
black people being doctors, black people. It's very like it's that important. It's that serious.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It is. It's crazy because as you saying, I'm just picturing like us. It's big, like, you know what I'm saying? Just having 2 black people, like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, how small it is or what? It's just big, man. Yeah,
because
it's big. We didn't have this.
No. And that's what they're, the enemy, whoever they may be, because I don't think it's a skin color, right?
Facts.
It's not a skin color.
It's not.
Whoever the enemy is, that's what they're afraid of, the community part.
Exactly. And we gotta come strong together, man. So yeah, I like how you broke that up. And so that's what you would tell the young up and coming, like, find your message, stick to your values.
Yes, have some morals and values.
Facts.
And even if it's like there's no all right, God is in everything, right?
Yep.
So even if because I like ignorant shit too. You know what I'm saying? I love.
Oh yeah, for sure,
you know?
for sure.
But I can watch that and discern real from fake.
Easy.
I could watch that and say, okay, she might have shot that man, but I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
But there's some people that take this literally. There's some people that take what they see. They may see you hacking something online. They want to go.
Exactly.
They want to figure. You know what I'm saying? So even if you're gonna do ignorant things, make sure that there's a message in it. Like,
Exactly.
you can't be completely just totally stupid dumb.
And that's why I be telling people, you out here doing crazy stuff out here, you got to weigh it out.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying, give it back to the homeless or whatever, because that's just how life is. Like, you got to balance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And then if you do, I'm going to say things that will just give you numbers, right? Like basically coonery type things. What's the difference between that and when they did the black faces, like when they have people, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So you have like, is what you're doing more in line of that, Are you just trying to make money? Are you being a sellout? You know what I'm saying? Because
Nah, that's real because people shoot for either the long run or the short run.
Yeah.
So it's all about what you're trying to do. That short run ain't gonna last long. You know what I'm saying? And the message ain't out there. So you shoot for that long run. The message, money gonna come.
The money's gonna come.
Your
money
values
is like the least of your.
It's the least.
You know what the love is the currency right now.
Facts.
Love is the currency
Facts.
right now.
Facts.
Love is the currency.
I knew.
Right now.
Hey, I knew. I'm gonna start using that.
Like.
Let's go.
Like.
It is though.
Imagine having $1 million right now, but you don't got nobody to love you. You don't got
Tell
nobody
me.
to call on.
Depressed. Facts.
That's boring as hell.
You're right.
Like, so we want the people around us to be doing good. We want our neighbors to be doing good. Like,
you're right. Share
that's the currency. Cause now I got some sugar.
Exactly. No, you're right though. They say it's lonely at the top.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely understand that. So that's a good message to give to the youth, man. All right, so I want to ask you one more question, man. Is there any other entrepreneurs? Because I know we discussed this yesterday, and I know you like to give people their shout outs, man, and give people the spotlight of what they deserve. So is there any entrepreneurs in the city that you feel like deserve any more like spotlight? They deserve more attention.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That you can remember.
My list is long.
Okay. We here?
Okay. Kay Turner, right? She ran for House of Representatives, District 125.
Wow.
Which was, now, she could have easily won in Richmond County. Had she ran in Richmond County, she probably could have easily won. But for her to do that in, what is it? Columbia County with the clear folks.
Yeah, that's tough.
That was tough. But she going to get it the next time they come around and she runs.
Facts.
So I think if she's willing to talk about that, like, that's amazing. Of course, like my people, comedian E.J. Rogers, Carmen Casanova, Crystal Marie, the other E.J.
Oh yeah.
I can give you a list of.
For sure. Who the guy you?
Shay Too Hot, like she going on tour with
okay.
LA.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Shout out. Yeah. Absolute now.
Yeah, with Absolute now.
For sure.
Deja Cooper, she an artist.
Facts.
DJ at Whole 100 Studios.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
Like,
how about the guy that throws the? You probably mentioned him. Free Nick.
Yeah, Moses counts. Definitely need to get him on here.
Yeah. Come on to the show, man.
This is fifth Freaknik.
Wow.
And it's at Augusta Fairgrounds, so it's gonna.
It was
be
very
crazy.
successful last year too.
Yeah.
It gets better every year.
It's gonna get even. It's gonna be even crazier.
So what's his name again?
Moses counts.
Moses, we waiting on you, man. You come on the show anytime,
Yes.
bro. We need to do this drop, man. Promote that thing.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I'll DM you some other ones.
For sure, yeah, for sure.
That's probably like my top 10.
For sure. And that's what it's all about, like me, you talked about, man. Just getting that spotlight on Augusta, because it's a lot of talent. Again, shout out to the guy you just got interviewed by. It's more than the Masters.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
More than the Masters.
So, yeah.
I call him Bobby Boucher, but that's
Bobby Boucher, yeah. I seen it on Facebook. That's his Facebook name or something? Yeah. Shout out Bobby
But
Boucher.
I know that's not his real name.
Yeah, for sure,
Shout out
man.
to you.
Facts. But is it any other thing that you want to go over, man, as far as like matter of fact, do you got any upcoming films, any shows, tours?
So I always got stuff in the works.
Exactly.
Right?
Facts.
Movie wise, we're starting to film 706 the series 2. We have some YouTube like shorts that we're doing. Some tell-all like interviews with. I don't know if you see Moses Count. He did like a tell-all interview, maybe. Yeah,
I don't know if I said I'm about to check it out now.
Yeah,
though.
you can check that out.
I'm gonna check it out.
I don't have an answer, even and then the music too. But I don't have an answer really because it's kind of like I answer the call.
Exactly. Yeah. Facts.
When people
facts.
ask me what
Me
I
too.
do, when people ask me what I do, I'm just a glue. And I'm the person that like make sure it happens. Like if you tell me you want to do something, it's gonna happen.
That's true, man. Because like I said, even before I met you at 706, the coach them had already told me like who you was because I was coming to film and stuff. So he wanted me to know everybody.
Yeah.
And I seen it like she do everything. Like you brought everything together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's very important.
Right.
Especially among our people and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Bringing stuff together so it can last and keep going.
Yes.
And so
that
you
foundation.
Exactly.
And I think that's why God had me in so many experiences where it wasn't up yet. It wasn't where it could be yet. I always been like the startup person.
Facts.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Finding different ways of building it and making it better. For sure, man. So
And for everybody, not just for like the best situations, like everybody beaming when we leave. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, everybody is fulfilled. Everybody's like,
yeah. Have you always been like this? Far as like, for everyone, happy for everybody, like just, you know what I'm saying? Or you had a wake up call?
No, I always been like 90% of the fights I've been in was for other people, but it was for other people.
Yeah, for sure.
I used to always get in trouble in school because sticking up for other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Facts.
But that comes from like, even like I would go to school with people that look like me, but they may not have the same, you know, maybe 2-parent household, or this is what I'm trying to say. Maybe they were less fortunate, right? But I knew the only difference between me and them was that I had parents. I had guidance.
Wow.
So what if I could just share what I know?
I'm telling you.
You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
All of us would kind of be
Exactly.
the same then.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Facts.
So yeah, I always been like that because I love black. Like it was like going to Africa. I love seeing people that look like me. My parents was in the military, but I couldn't really get with the, not the uppity side. It's not that. It's not uppity, but the more
high class,
polished, more like maybe I have to articulate or say or speak a certain way to sit with you or to, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't get with that. Now, I was in AP classes.
I about to say you can adapt to that.
Yeah, I went to school. I can go to work, but if I'm talking about being comfortable, I'm talking about just like I want to be with people that look like me.
Exactly.
And you know, at that time, they just happened to be from the inner city, so it wasn't, you know. Yeah.
For sure. And see that I could tell you brought that into the real world and the business world, man. It's gonna take you far, for sure, man. So do you want to shout out your social medias, man, and where they can find your stuff at?
Yeah, Aisha Anu, exactly how it's spelled. I'm sure he's gonna have it somewhere on the
Facts.
screen. You can follow the production company at which one am I talking to? Yeah, you can follow the production company at 2 Infinity Filmworks. I have to put that on there too, or in the description box.
Exactly.
But yeah, and if you want to create something, I do have an ebook. Like, if you're not able to spend the $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 that it takes to like consult with somebody, an ebook on how I do what I do. Like, it's basically in there. It'll expand and get different and change, but you know, no gatekeeping. This is how you could. This is how you could do it.
Be successful.
Basically. Yeah. And then if you want to work together, you want me to direct your film, you want me to help you produce your film, you want me to be the glue to make sure it happens because you got a grand idea. Like, hit me up.
She's definitely the one for it, man. Cause you do all type of stuff, car shows, everything.
So 706 Day was a car show. Like, 706 Day.
That was your first one?
That was my first car show.
Wow.
And now they got me wanting to like get a car.
I'm telling you, hey, you might be pulling up with one, man, in a few months.
And then Freaknik's gonna be bigger.
Freaknik on the way. Yep, exactly.
So between Freaknik, 706 Day, Whole 100 Studios might have something that they working on too. Yeah,
you're gonna be busy.
Yeah, the summer's gonna be lit.
Facts. Exactly.
And that's what we need to create, like culture.
I'm telling you, man, it's time, bro.
Yeah.
It's time. This is just the beginning, man. You know what I'm saying? We got a city full of entrepreneurs, podcasters, all types of stuff going on, man. So it's time for Augusta to connect together or whatnot. This is just the beginning.
Right. In the entrepreneurs too, because like what we do is kind of just it's flashy, right? It's like it brings a moth to the flame,
Facts.
Right? But the entrepreneurs, the people that's like
groundwork,
making the money, like y'all keep doing that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for real. Facts.
Because we don't have a strip club because ain't nobody
Exactly.
You feel me? So
exactly.
You know, creating those.
Exactly. We finna have a rebuild though. Like this finna be different, man. It's finna be the new Augusta, like because like you said, we finna get on some different type time and get these entrepreneurs seen out here so they can make more money.
Right. Like people literally travel here to make money, to like be bottle girls in our club.
Exactly.
You know,
Facts.
We got some.
Exactly. And so like you said, 2025, man, we coming different.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all be on the lookout for future films.
Yes.
Future whatever she got going on. She got her hands in a lot of different things.
Yeah, just follow me.
Follow her and exactly.
Because
follow
a
her.
lot of things you're not even gonna see me. You're just gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna see the product of it.
Exactly.
Like, and it's only for me and whoever's involved to know.
Exactly.
You know?
A true representation.
Yeah.
Facts. So I thank you for coming on my 50th episode. It was very special.
Yeah.
And we definitely gonna have to do a part 2.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna catch up a little bit in a few months, maybe after Freaknik or something like that.
Yeah, after Freaknik, after 706 days.
Matter of fact, I'm probably gonna be out there.
Oh,
we're gonna do an interview out there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Catch up a little bit and interview old buddy, the owner and stuff like that. So,
yes.
man.
We definitely gonna get Moses on.
Oh yeah, for sure. Shout out Moses, man. Keep doing your thing, man. So I appreciate y'all, man, for tuning in on Straight Facts Podcast, episode 50 with my girl Aisha Anu, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we'll see y'all again next week on Straight Facts Podcast. This is your host CYTV. We out of here. Yes, sir.